Good afternoon. Welcome to the OGTV News at noon. Doyisola Ogunbadewa is my name. Ogun State Governor Prince Takbo Abeokuta has waived the payment of any form of fees for the issuance of all title documents to the management of Soilless Farm Lab situated in the Wekoro local government area of the state. He also disclosed that the management of the farm would, in the next 24 hours, receive all its title documents. Governor Abeokuta made this known during an on-the-spot assessment of the farm, which has trained over 10,000 farmers in the last 3.5 years. Governor's office correspondent Yusuf Ganiyu reports.
Abeokuta local government area is not just a cement deposit area, but a local government that has transformed into a multifaceted infrastructural hub, including agriculture. Governor Abeokuta and members of the State Executive Council visited Soilless Farm Lab to see its high level of technological advancement in agriculture. While relating Soilless Farm Lab to a particular initiative he saw 15 years ago in Israel, where people also work, live, worship and play in a farm settlement, Governor Abeokuta added that the Farm Lab is an inspiring model that should be replicated across the country.
As a government, we are going to give more support to something. We are going to do everything to support and further motivate something. We are going to support all of you here to ensure that we replicate what you're doing here across the length and breadth of this state and across the length and breadth of this nation. I'm going to take something to every state in this country so we can share with them his success story. Because if we're able to do this in every state, we will not hear a big Pawamo. Am I correct? We will not hear Nishemo. Am I correct? We will have adequate food for ourselves to consume. We will make money. We will all be busy, except for those ones that do not want to work. Let me also say that this is a perfect example of public-private partnership.
Abeokuta announced a 20 million naira donation to the farm and waived charges for the title document of the farm, commended the team lead of the farm, Samson Ogbole, for taking in over 1,000 intended farmers between the ages of 18 and 35 every 3 months.
By the authority vested in me as the executive governor of Ogun State, Samson, in the next 24 hours, you will receive all your title documents for this place. And guess what? 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 That's not all. And I waive all the fees. Every single fee. I am not charging you. The state government will not charge you a penny for the government of this place. That is the least we can do.
But I also want to support all of you. I am so encouraged by your level of enthusiasm, your level of commitment, how intentional and deliberate you are, how responsible you all are. You know what you are? You are all champions.
The team lead of Soilless Farm Lab, Samson Ogbole, noted that in the last 1 year and 6 months, the farm has successfully trained 6,000 young people from the farm across 28 states, saying that the current batch has foreigners from Cameroon and Togo.
So we use the training to get workers for free, so work, but you are also learning for free. So we target work and learn. And in the past 1 year and 6 months, we've been able to train 6,000 young people from this place across 28 states. I was telling His Excellency, Honorable Commissioner of Agriculture this morning, that for this batch, for the first time, we have non-Nigerians flying into Nigeria to join the training. So we have somebody from Cameroon and Togo coming in for the training. And because of what we are doing here, just last week we have been able to secure partnership with Rwanda government to replicate on 100 hectares. of land in the country.
In his remarks, the Alawo of Awowo, Oba Abdulfatai Olasu Committee Jani, commended the administration of Governor Dakwa Abiodun for his welfareist packages for monarchs in the state, acknowledging him for allowing the birth of the farm after the immediate administration in the state refused to give the nod for the commencement of the project. Yusuf Ganiyu, OGTV News.
The government of Ogun State has inaugurated a 20-man state working committee on the National Agricultural Scheme, otherwise known as Agro-Packet. Inaugurating the committee in Abeokuta, the state capital, Governor Dakwa Abiodun said the move was part of efforts to make life better with food security. Fowora Adesowo reports.
Another bold step by the Ogun State government in collaboration with the federal government to boost agriculture and ensure better life for all Nigerians. The 20-man state working committee, of which the governor, Prince Dakwa Abiodun, is the chairman, as the Olota of Ota, Oba Abdulkabril Adeyemi Obalanlege, president of Ogun State Farmers Association, Alaja Ganiyat Kushimo, representatives of the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security, Dr. Toyin Ajayi, the permanent secretary of Ogun State Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security, Mrs. Kehinde Jokotoye, and representatives of the Osun River Basin Development Authority, among others, as members. Governor Dakwa Abiodun applauded the commitment of the federal government towards revamping agricultural production in Nigeria.
Another one of his people-oriented initiatives designed to enable our country, Nigeria, achieve food sufficiency and security.
Governor Abiodun insisted that all farmers in the state would not be left out of the scheme.
NAGS AP is based on the e-wallet platform, an innovative, private sector-based, efficient and transparent ICT platform that helps to directly deliver support to smallholder farmers for the purchase of farm inputs without intermediaries.
While commending a youth, Samson Agbole, for his Soilless farm initiatives, which had made impact in boosting Ogun State to the top in food production, the governor promised that government will explore the initiative through a partnership for thousands of Ogun State youths. The Commissioner for Agriculture and Food Security, Bolu Owotomo, and Dr. Toyin Ajayi, representatives of the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security, speak.
Value chain, cassava value chain, as well, are represented on this committee. And my charge for this committee is to carry out the activity of ensuring that 2,400 farmers enjoy the input discount.
Seasons, dry season and wet season. The one we are doing now is wet season farming. So
Alan Lege employed Nigerian youth to tap into various initiatives of the government to make Nigeria greater again. Adefowora Adesanwo, OGTV News.
Ogun State House of Assembly has granted an approval to the Ogun State Independent Electoral Commission (OGTV) for revised election guidelines in line with the provisions of Section 3, 1, 2, and 5 of the Ogun State Regulations Approval Law 2020. The approval followed the presentation of the reports of the Committee on the Whole House by the Deputy Speaker, Honorable Bolanle Ajayi, in respect of the request of the Commission. At a plenary presided over by the Speaker, Right Honorable Ludaisi Elemide, held at the Assembly Complex, Okemoso, Abeokuta. Correspondent Kolawale Osho covered the plenary, and details of his report are presented in this package.
Having considered the request of the Ogun State Independent Electoral Commission for approval of the local government election guidelines in line with the Ogun State Regulations Approval Law 2020, Deputy Speaker Honorable Bolanle Ajayi, while presenting the report of the Committee of the Whole House, said members have thoroughly and carefully scrutinized the request of the Commission. Thereafter, it was resolved that the request of the State Independent Electoral Commission be considered.
The The committee resolved that the proposed guidelines should graciously considered by this honorable House. Therefore, recommended the guideline for the approval of the House in line with the Section 3, 1, 2, and 5 of Ogun State Regulation Approval Law 2020.
The Deputy Whip, Honorable Tela Babatunde, thereafter moved the motion for the adoption of the report, seconded by Honorable Damilare Bello and supported by other lawmakers through a unanimous voice vote. The majority leader, Honorable Yusuf Sharif, later moved the motion converting the committee's recommendations into the House resolution, which was seconded by the minority leader, Lukman Adileye, and supported by the whole House through a unanimous voice vote.
That the guideline for OGTV be approved. Say aye. So they will convey it to the appropriate others that they can now go on with their plans for the forthcoming local government election.
Earlier, the Speaker had acknowledged and read a letter from the Chairman of the State Independent Electoral Commission, Babatunde Oshibodu, requesting for the Assembly's approval of the revised guidelines in line with the Ogun State Regulations Approval Law 2020. In another development, Speaker Elemide equally acknowledged the receipt of a correspondence from the State Governor Prince Dapo Abiodun proposing a bill for a law to improve electricity generation, transmission and distribution within Ogun State, establish an electricity maker, and key power sector bodies, enforce consumer rights and obligations for other connected purposes.
The bill, which was approved at the Executive Council meeting held on the 4th of August 2024, is necessitated by the passage of the Electricity Act 2023, which empowers states to provide a comprehensive legal and institutional framework for the power sector in the areas of generation, transmission and distribution, trade and enforcement of consumer rights and obligations, among others.
Plenary was adjourned till Tuesday, 13th of August 2024.
State Independent Electoral Commission, OGTV, has released the timetable for 2024 local government elections for chairmanship into the 20 local government areas and councillors in 236 wards in Ogun State. The elections will hold on Saturday, 16th November 2024. As part of the electoral process, OGTV will on Thursday, 8 August 2024, hold a stakeholders meeting to unveil the election guidelines. Venue is the Cinema Hall, June 12 Cultural Center, Kuto, Abeokuta, by 10 in the morning. All relevant stakeholders are enjoined to be seated by 9:30 in the morning. Bangladesh's Nobel-winning microfinance pioneer Muhammad Yunus will lead an interim government after mass protest forced longtime Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina to flee the presidency, announced on Wednesday. The appointment came quickly after the student leaders on the 84-year-old Yunus, credited with lifting millions out of poverty in the South Asian country, to lead. The decision was made in a meeting with President Muhammad